Oh, I know I'm late. Minor technical difficulties. Minor. Ain't nobody in here yet, so we're gonna see what's going on. Ooh. All right, we got a few people up in here. How y'all doing? I'm a little late for this live. I'm happy to be here for this live. How y'all doing today? If you in here, you know the routine. Hopefully the lighting is cool. I'm a little under the weather, y'all. Like some fever-like symptoms. That's why I got on this jacket. Believe it or not, I'm cold on the inside. I got the heat on, but it ain't really doing nothing. I'm gonna get to some of y'all comments. Who up in here? Okay, Rich, what's the deal? And just bear with me, y'all. We're gonna get started. How everybody been though? One of the main reasons why I wanted to do this live because it's been quite a while. I think it's been like a month since I did a live. I think my last live was a faceless live, if I'm not mistaken. And and make sure the sound is right. Give me 1 second. That should clear it up. Tell me how my audio is, y'all. I'm scrambling and scraping for shit over here. I know I've been out of commission for a while. I'm scrambling and scraping. Bear with me, y'all. Can y'all hear me a little better? It's good. The sound is good. Okay. Sorry about the delay. Actually, I was going through some technical difficulties with this app. YouTube has not been good to me lately. We're gonna get into that too because there's some funny shit going on, to say the least. But that's not the topic. Y'all see the topic. We're gonna get to that too. I just want to see how everybody been doing first. If you're new here, um, drop where you from. I'm gonna get to y'all comments real soon. I just wanted to make sure the audio was on point because there was some things going on with this app earlier. I know y'all like that title, and I know y'all can relate to that title. We're gonna get into it because I've noticed, and I'm sure a lot of you guys and ladies have noticed that the female gender is showing us and proving to us every day that they want to be us. You know, um, I know they downplay us and they say things. They like to compare, and that's the real thing I want to touch on is the comparison. Because let's keep it above. The main thing women like to compare is the promiscuity of them. And they'll say things like, well, men go out here and do this and do that. First of all, let me get this right off the bat. And this is my belief. Y'all let me know. But then again, I'm not even going to say it's my belief because it's just fact. Men can't be promiscuous without promiscuous women. It's impossible. There's no such thing as a promiscuous man. There's a such thing as a cheating man, a bad man, an erotic man, but there's no such thing as a promiscuous man. I mean, we can't be promiscuous without promiscuous women. It's impossible. And the reason why I say that is because women hold the keys to sex. I give them that. They hold the keys to sex. We hold the keys to relationships. They don't realize that. They'll say that's bullshit, that's garbage. But it's so true because when you think about it, unless a man is a graper, and that's crazy, that's taking it all the way on another spectrum. you're not just walking up to a woman and having sex with her. You're not just walking up to a woman and making her open her legs. You're not just walking up to a woman and she's so openly what's the word I'm looking for? Give me a minute. Y'all know what I mean. It's impossible. Now, why I say that men hold the key to relationship, because a man is going to be faithful to whatever woman he chooses. It's just a fact. I know that's going to come off as harsh. Women can't just make relationships. We make those. You know what I'm saying? We make relationships happen. Infidelity and things of that nature is on. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but in order for a man to submit to a woman, it's all about him. It's nothing a woman can do to make a man want her, if that makes sense, in so many words. So getting back to my point, when women like to compare themselves to us when it comes to, well, men go out here and they gigolos, and men can have their pick of the litter, which I don't condone. If I'm being real, I don't condone men sleeping around with different women. I don't, if I'm being real. But if I'm also being real, do I somewhat get it? I do. That's true too. I somewhat get it because it's been happening for decades. And women know it's been happening for decades as well. That's why in some cultures, it's the norm for men to have multiple wives. Why is that a norm in any culture? I'm not saying like why. It's not really a rhetorical question. It's one of them jokes because it's a thing. It's a thing. You know what I'm saying? It's never a norm in no culture, in no ethnicity group, in no country for a woman to have multiple husbands. It's not. Why is that? Because women are different from men. It's just a fact. And like I said, I don't condone none of this. I don't condone cheating men, pimps, players, none of that. But I'm not going to sit back and act like it's not a thing. It hasn't been going on for a while. Women, they haven't been known as going on for a while. And that's my biggest gripe with the whole women trying to, you know, be men, to act like men stuff, because that's what they like. That's their claim to fame. That's one of the most things they like to go to. You know, um, besides the obvious, the fact that women aren't submissive at all, the fact that women aren't feminine at an all-time high, the fact that women are masculine at an all-time high. That's other reasons that tie in with that, why I believe women want to be men. But like I said, the biggest gripe is the promiscuity and the fact that a lot of these women want to go out here and have rosters and they try to normalize it. That's where I come in at. Because the stuff I'm saying is not groundbreaking. The stuff I'm saying right now is nothing groundbreaking about this. We can all agree to that. But where I come in at is to give the guys and the ladies that is willing to hear the awareness that we can't make this normal. We can't sit back and watch women perpetrate and try to be like men and then make it normal. It's okay. If you want to, you're going to be what you're going to be. But we're not going to normalize it. We're not going to say that, oh, this is the new thing. Women are pimps and all that. No. And like I said, I don't condone men doing it either. But I'm also going to be, I'm going to be rational about this and I'm going to be logical about it. That is not a thing. It's not a thing the women roam about and be on some highly promiscuous stuff. That's not a thing. It's not. I got all types of comments to read. I'm about to get to them now, but I just wanted to break the ice with that, and y'all can comment as y'all may. I'm getting to y'all comments right now. But yeah, how everybody been though, man? Besides that, we gonna get into the topic, but how everybody been? To my regulars and to the newcomers, it's been a long month. Wow. It's been a long month, and your boy has been up and down. I'm going to keep it real. There's been some trying times for your boy as of late. Um, Personally, and as far as health wise, because real quick, and then I'm going to read y'all comments. I'm just getting over an ailment. About 2 weeks ago, I think I caught the flu, which is crazy. I only caught the flu once in my life, y'all, right? And I probably had it for about 4 days. And obviously it was crazy. I'm sure most of y'all know what the flu entails. So imagine getting over that a couple weeks ago or a week ago, even. It was something like that. And then out of nowhere, and I'm going to give y'all a little game and a little advice on this one because I wish I could reverse. Friday afternoon, I had a doctor's appointment. Now, as I light a cigarette, right? I do, believe it or not, your boy do care about his health a little bit. Y'all know I smoke, I drink. That's about it. I don't do no hard drugs or nothing like that. But I try to balance that out with at least going to the doctors, making my checkups, making my appointments, doing my blood work, just to kind of level it out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I go to see my doctor. Like I go there Friday afternoon, do my regular labs. Well, he sent the order out for my labs because I gotta go to a different place. Yada yada yada. And we do the whole song and dance. You might want to slow down on the cigarettes. You might want to. He didn't say nothing about the drinking because I ain't gonna act like I'm an alcoholic, but I do drink. But the cigarettes is my kryptonite. Make a long story short, y'all. The nurse come in, she do her regular vitals, check my heart rate, and she was like, Mr. One Deep, do you want to take the, what is it called? The pneumonia vaccination? I'm like, pneumonia vaccination? I never even heard of that. Now, pardon my ignorance, if that's a thing to y'all, but I never, I didn't have flu shots. We all know what COVID is. I done had vaccinations in my life, but I'm like, oh man. So she was like, well, being though you smoke, no, well, we didn't even get there yet. She was like, oh, do you want it? And I was like, no, I don't even. I was like, no, I'm good. And then she kind of gave me a look. Mind you, this is just the nurse. This ain't my doctor. This is the nurse. And props to her. She's a nice young lady. Man, I'm saying young. She might be my age. But she like, well, she kind of gave me a look. I'm like, what's that about? And I was like, whoa, what's going on? Is this something I need to get? Because if it's something I need to get, then cool. She was like, well, being though your age and being though you're a smoker, you might want to get this vaccination. Now you don't have to. She said, I'm just, giving you words of advice. And I'm like, well, since you put it that way, I said my age. She said men between 40 and 50 should get this shot. Well, these shots, because it's a two-part shot. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, cool. I'm not thinking nothing bad. It wasn't like I was against it. My thing is, I don't want to get no shot that I don't need. You know what I'm saying? Why I get poked, and I don't have a problem with needles or nothing. It was just, I'm not here for that. I'm here for, you know what I mean? So she like, she talked me into it. I got this shot, y'all. And if cool, it was this Friday afternoon. Well, let's just say good thing I didn't have no type of important business, nothing to do with my kid. You know what I mean? The things that is important to me, it wasn't nothing going on. Because by Friday night, early Saturday, I felt like a piece of shit. It was flu-like symptoms, it was a fever, it was aches. I'm still a worse for the wear to keep it a buck. Like I said, I got chills right now. That's why I'm wearing a damn jacket indoors. I'm cold on the inside, warm on the outside. And this is Friday. This is Monday now. You know what I'm saying? So just to give y'all do what y'all want. Health is wealth. But to my OGs, to my men of age, like I said, between 40 and 50, and I'm right there. I'm in that age range. And it's probably good for you long term. My thing is get that joint when you ain't got nothing to do and when you don't, or when you already sick or something. Because I'm telling you, I'm not a sickly person. I have a high immune system. Always have, I'm sure it's tapering off now that I'm getting older, but man, that thing hit me like a ton of bricks. Saturday was the worst. Sunday was bad. And this morning, I woke up in a pool of sweat. It's called the pneumonia vaccine. I'm telling y'all. Put it like this, because it's a 2-part shot. I'm not getting my next shot. Because she's like, you get your next one whenever. You get it next year if you want. I'm not getting that second shot until I'm 49 years old, about to turn 50 the next day. The day before I turn 50, that's what I'm getting. Because I don't want to feel this shit again. I don't want to feel it. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. So just to put that out there, y'all, like I'm telling y'all, that's why I haven't been making no content. That's why I haven't. I mean, I got content, but y'all know I make my stuff weeks in advance. The video that came out today, that was 2 weeks ago, to keep it a buck. So, I mean, I haven't been going live or whatever, but I'm getting to y'all comments now. I had to tell that. Unique in the building. Hey, Unique. Rich. My man Chase. Who else? All right, we good on that? Is that ball? Y'all know I'm blind. Ball kid. All right. Who else in here? I agree. Jesus is king. I agree. What's the deal with everybody? Hit that like button while y'all in here, cause we gonna get to YouTube and Nation shenanigans. Cause it's been some stuff going on too, and it's like, what's the deal? Like real rap, what is the deal? Who else? God, nobody cares. But that's what's up. Um, Trying to see what y'all's talking about. Well, Val, I think that's your name. I shouldn't even respond to this, but I like to be transparent and have open dialogue. The stuff I talk about is just stuff on my mind. Okay, I'm not. I don't make no laws or nothing for life. I can speak my mind, and I'm very unapologetic about it, and I'm very transparent. We need more of that. We need more of that in this society. I'm not here to demean people or hurt people or talk down to people. I'm just these are my thoughts. That's all. And anybody that knows me personally knows that. So I'm not here to make no laws of life. I'm just giving dialogue. That's it. Who else we got? Chandler, what's the deal? Appreciate you, bro. I mommy, what's the deal, mommy? Cigarettes are okay. Not cheese or sausage. That's funny. I ain't gonna lie, man. Your boy ain't got the best eating habits. I'm no pig or nothing, but let's just say I don't have the best eating habits. I be going in. I might only eat once a day sometimes. But on the days that I eat more than once, I go in. You know, and I need to change that a little bit too. But it's mainly the smoking with me. If I'm being totally honest, I need to slow down, which I have. I have slowed down. Anonymous, what's the deal? Detroit in the building. The 313 in the building, Anonymous. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'm trying to get better. I'm definitely better now than I was. I'm slowly but surely. Because put it like this, if this shit continue, I'll be back at my doctor and they gonna have to give me something. Because it ain't supposed to linger like that. I did read up on it. It's supposed to be like a 3-day thing. And that's if you get symptoms. Everybody don't even get symptoms, but I got symptoms like a mug. And I was so mad that I got that shot. I said, Dad. Oh, we got all types of Detroit people in the house. Jeremy, what's the deal? The 313. Oh, man. Michigan is up in this joint. Bro, what's good? What's the deal? Jose. Yeah. The shot I got, who's that? The goat. The shot I got is called the pneumonia vaccination. It's only for men. I mean, hold up. I don't even know if it's just a man thing. Now that I think about it, I think it's for people between the age of 40 and 50. But it's for smokers and something I did tell y'all, people with breathing problems. Now, I don't have no breathing problems, but I am a smoker. So they equate smoking with breathing, obviously. So if you're a smoker and if you have breathing problems or if you got asthma, that's who it's for. So yeah, I left that out, y'all. Your typical person probably don't even need the shot. It's just for ages 40 to 50 with those breathing problems or smokers. And when I tell y'all that thing hit me like a ton of bricks, I was feeling it. I was bedridden all day Saturday. I made it to work Sunday, but Sundays are slow, so I ain't have to, do a whole lot. And I made it to work today, but it's like it's a bad job. But I'm here. That's all that matter, and we gonna get to it. But what y'all think about? I done went off topic. What do y'all think about the whole the topic here, as far as women, and it's a thing, and it ain't like I'm bashing women on this one. They even know it's true. They'll never admit this. They'll never admit that. Yeah, we do like to use, because think about it. If it wasn't a thing, why do women hide they past? Because that's what they do. Sorry to break the news to anybody. Women hide their past. So if promiscuity was just a thing for everybody, why do women hide their body count and lie about their body? Because they all lie. Let me tell you guys a little secret. Whatever, a lot of y'all, might not even be with nobody. But if I'm keeping it all the way funky, women hide their body count. They lower it. So if her body count is, let me use a modest number. If her body count is really 12, she's going to say her body count is 7. Facts. I don't want to hear, well, no, women are honest. No. Now, you do have sluts and whores. There goes those words again. That's why I think YouTube is punishing me, because I'm a little too vulgar. I need to stop. But them type of women, they don't care, but they 1 in a million. Even them type of women is going to hide it a little bit if they like you enough, if they feel as though it's an investment to do as such. But your typical woman, fellas, and I know that's not even a thing, at least in my world. I ain't asking them. If a chick want to share her body count with me, cool. But that's not really a thing, because I already know I'm going to get a lie. They'll say, yeah, I messed with 7 guys, and it's really 14 guys. It's just a thing. But getting back to my point, why do women hide that or lie about that? Since it's all fair game, since it's not a thing between men or women, because here's the thing, men don't hide their body count. You know why? Because women are attracted to seasoned men, meaning men that have been around the block. And is it like that for 99.9% of women? No. But it's like that for 95.9% of women. Your average woman want a guy that been around. She don't want no nasty guy or a guy carrying a bunch of diseases, but she want a guy that oh, you been with her? All right. So all right. You got 2 baby moms? That's attractive to some of these women, believe it or not. That a woman lets you nut up in her and have kids, 2 different women did it. So you gotta be a catch, or you gotta be slanging. I'm telling y'all what women say. There's no shame in, oh, you was a pimp and all that. Imagine a woman saying that. Now, when you with her, she wants you to be somewhat modest, but your past is everything to your average woman. Don't let them lie to y'all. And it's contrary to us. Men don't gravitate towards. I was with him, and I was with him in the car, and man, I was with him on that boat down at Penn's Landing and all that. We look at a woman like, she kind of cute, but nah, I'm gonna just knock her off and leave her alone. She been with too many guys. Women don't say you've been with too many women. They don't. They don't. They might say it on social media. I don't even know what they say. Listen, that point is one of them things that we just all know. You know what I'm saying? We all know. So if it wasn't a thing, women wouldn't redirect from what is real. They wouldn't say, "My past, don't judge me on my past and stuff." Why not? Do you ever hear a man say, "Don't judge me on my past"? Unless it's something criminally, and even that is a stretch because women like jailbirds, and that's fine because I can't talk about that. I've been there and done it, so I'm not demeaning no type of person. But we got to keep it real. The only thing a man will say to a woman, "Don't judge me on my past," if he did something illegally. Not, well, I've been with, I had a threesome, and a woman might love you more for having a threesome. Let's keep it about. We gotta be real over here, y'all. I know it's been a while, but ain't nothing changed with your boy. I'm always gonna spread that awareness and be real about it. So going back to it, they like to compare, but it's on opposite ends of the spectrum because y'all can't hold when it comes to that. When it comes to a lot of things, but definitely promiscuity or cheating or being around or having uh, a certain amount of partners, that's not nothing that men and women can align with each other and be like it's an even playing field. That is bullshit. But when you speak real and say the truth, you being sassy. I'm being sassy right now by saying this, y'all, just to let y'all know. I'm being super sassy on a Monday night in April. This is me being sassy by just saying this. But we keeping it real. It's one of them joints. I just want to know what y'all think on that. Oh shit. He said, "Oh no, we know. I know. Y'all like we know what the deal is." And I'm a lot of stuff I talk about, I be knowing a lot of the fellas is catching heed to this stuff. A lot of fellas is catching heed because it's like, man, shit ain't all it's cracked up to be. We've been bamboozled. We've been bamboozled. We've been lied to. We've been led astray. That's not how it really is. Right, fellas? That's not how it really goes. Who else we got up in here? Uh, get different glasses. Believe it or not, this a strong prescription I got. What it is because I can see clearly, like when I'm reading my text messages and things of that nature. It's the font on this live. The YouTube app, the YouTube app. That's why I'm thinking about getting StreamYard real soon too. Y'all look for that because the YouTube app, the way the font is, it's hard to read with or without glasses. These glasses are strong. I know y'all see these big as bifocals. I can see with them on now. It's just the font. Who else? Uniquely laughing. I mean, listen, it's true though. You know it's true. Deep down inside. Uh like women lie about that type of stuff. And it's cool because men expect it. Well, your typical man, I don't know. A guy like me, I'm not even asking no chick they body count. Cause I'm like, why? Like, you're not gonna tell me the truth. So if we just talking matter of factly or talking shit or chopping it up, and if it's a topic of discussion, yeah, we can laugh and joke about it, but I'm not seriously going to ask a woman, what's your body count? And I expect the right answer and all that. No, bitch, don't lie to me. You're going to tell you a lie real quick. Um, Let me act like they counting and stuff. Um, Five in the possible and all that. Five in the possible, bitch, please. You know, I'm telling you, this is what they do though. What's your opinion, um, Baldy? Your opinion on the topic? I would love to get a woman's point of view. Unique. I would love to get a woman's point of view on whatever the case may be. I could be off base, or maybe I'm out of touch. 5 impossible, yeah, right? It's like, well, I don't really count that. That's another one. Women will take bodies off when it was a one night stand. Women will take bodies off when it was just oral. Women will take bodies off when the guy didn't finish. Women will take bodies off when she didn't finish. It's a whole bunch of bullshit with body counts with women. Women will take bodies off if it didn't happen in their hometown. If it was a trip and they went somewhere and met Felix and shit happened, that's not a body for them. It's all types of stuff. These women be having, and since we on the subject, these women be having body counts. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is me talking, y'all. Your average, let's go for a grown woman, not too old, but just a grown woman. Your average 30-year-old has a body count of about. Now y'all know I'm good with numbers, so we say an average. This don't mean every woman. That means if you take this woman, hers is here. If this woman is down here, we doing like this. We meeting in the middle, right? Your average 30-year-old woman now probably has the body count of about 26, 27. That is fact. And that's as honest as I can give it. Now, do that mean every woman around 30 got a 26 body count? No. That means there's 30-year-old women that got a body count at 30 of 35. That means there's some 30-year-old women that got a body count of 19. It's in the middle. I swear. I swear. Yo, women are having sex at an all-time high. Now, here's the caveat. All right, I might have strayed off a little bit. Your average single woman, your average single 30-year-old woman, because it is some 30-year-olds that been in long relationships, and obviously we gotta get those out, because that'll bring it down. That makes the number sound extravagant. But if all is on the carpet, I'm telling you, it's somewhere in the high 20s, mid to high 20s. This is fact. This is fact. I'm telling you, and this is the new time. 30-year-olds ain't in my age range. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that far away from 30, but I'm pretty far. They not in our age range. You know what I'm saying? We talk about barely millennials here. Matter of fact, when you're 30, you're not even a millennial. Yeah, so it's like we talking about this generation, damn near. Generation X or whatever it's called now. Z, I mean, y'all know what I mean. I'm telling y'all, these women are doing that. Is it every woman? No. I don't even think it's half. It's close to half at this point, y'all. I be hearing stuff, yo. I be hearing and seeing shit. I'm not too far off with that number. I'm being fair because I could have easily said 50. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Because that means that's just too. I would say 26. I would say 26 is your average 30-year-old's body count right now. Is that good enough? Is that a good enough body count for y'all fellas? Is that low to y'all? Or is that just right? Or is that too high? You ask me, that's a high body count. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it be, yo. These chicks, and what they do is, but they lighten the blood. They give you numbers like a woman. What I would say, what a woman would depict a good body count is anywhere between 4 and 7. A grown woman. Grown women would say a good body count is anywhere between. I'll stretch it to 8, 4 to 8, and they try to stay in there if they want to look good, if they want to look overly good. If they want to look just modest and just, I do my thing, then they stretch it to like that 8 to 12 range. But anything above that, they either don't care or they there's not, that's it. They don't care. Or they just that's the only thing it could be. They being honest and they don't care. You know, you're never gonna have a woman say my body count is 19. You're never gonna hear that. You're not, unless you're a professional sex worker or like some type of OF model. Them sluts have no grace or dignity or nothing. So we talk about typical women that you're gonna run into. She ain't gonna say, well, my body count is 19, but I really like you. That will never be a thing. That'll never be a thing. And my thing is cool, but don't equate that with, well, why y'all comparing? Men should be like this, and I mean, women is this, and men is this. No, because we don't hide ours. We really sometimes don't be knowing the number, either because it don't be mean a whole lot. Men not emotionally attached, or obviously we not keeping score. But it's like it is what it is, because even if I tell you my body count is 33, that's not gonna be a deal breaker with your average woman. She just gonna hope, all right, I hope you ain't on no shit like, you got that out of your system, or you was single for a long time, you was playing the field. It's understandable for men. It deep down. Some women are trying to shun it. And like I said, I don't think nobody should be sleeping around. All in all. Even men. I don't think men should be having 40 and 50 body count either. I really don't. But if I'm being real, is it a thing? It is. You know what I'm saying? It is. And we just gotta be real about that. We can't sit back and be naive to shit that we've been knowing for decades at this point. That's all I'm saying. All right, where we at with the comments, y'all? I appreciate y'all for being up in this joint. Hit that like button. Excuse me. Hit that like button for your boy one time. All right, so damn, y'all real disrespectful up in these comments. I see my moderators have had to hush some of y'all. It's okay though. I try to keep it family friendly here. I'm unfiltered and unapologetic, but at least I try to keep it somewhat family friendly. I don't know what y'all could possibly be doing up in here. She said, yeah, 5 in the possible, right? Baldy, I'm trying to figure out what you meant by that. You said up there. What's up there? Like earlier when you said you had a comment, I really want your insight. Especially if you're a woman, I would like to hear what your thought process is on this topic. Uh, Chase said if it's with a condom, it doesn't count, is what they be saying. Yeah, it's crazy because they make these little pretenses and little whatever with what's really a body. They try to forget the bodies that they not proud of any of them really. But for real, the ones, or if he didn't please, listen, there's women that don't count bodies that if they wasn't pleased by. Listen, it's caveats and nuances for everything with your average typical woman, and that's one of them. They not counting on them body. He only lasted 2.5 minutes. That ain't no damn body. Nope, I'm not putting that on. I'm not putting that on me and all that. You like, bitch? He's still penetrating you. It counts. I mean, but you can't be logical with women. You can't do it. Most women. Most women. All right, I'm trying to get to your comment. Now you said, I'm trying to scroll up on it. I'm trying to find your comment. Oh, we don't take it off if it's bad. Instant memory loss. I like that. See, Baldy, I see you got a sense of humor. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hell, bad sex is bad sex. I'm just saying, in totality, a lot of women do like to take points off and whatever, well, bodies off for small nuances, I'm going to say. Oh, it happened in, I'm from Chicago and it happened in Detroit. That's not a body. It was a one night stand. That's the biggest one. That's the biggest one, fellas and ladies. If it was a one night stand, not only it don't count, they're ashamed of it. Deep down, you got some women that don't have no morals at all, and it ain't a shameful thing. It's just not memorable, like you said. But yeah, if it's not good, then she said the memory loss. I feel you on that. Now that I agree with, because it worked like that for us men too. You know, it's like won't be seeing her again. Ain't that a bitch? Uh, all right. So Big Stank said the average 30-year-old woman has 30 bodies. That's right around the number I gave. I gave like, well, I say 26, 27. But yeah, if we averaging it out, because like I said, it's 30-year-olds with body counts of 40. It now that's a hell of a woman, but it's true. And then there's 30-year-olds with a body count of 19. We talking about averages here. And also, hold, let me go all the way to the end of the spectrum. It's 30-year-olds out here with a body count of 5 and 4 and 3. It ain't many. That's why the average goes up. Just like it ain't many 30-year-olds with a body count of 50. That's why the average goes down. It's a matter of math and arithmetic and all that. But obviously, that's not the exact number. That's just a number I believe. You know what I'm saying? If I had to take a wild guess, I'm going to say about somewhere in the mid to late 20s, you know? And like I said, if that's cool to you guys, then so be it. I know it ain't cool to you guys. I know. This is a rhetorical question. It's probably cool. Now, Baldy, uh, are you a female or a male? Because here you said it's probably closer to 50. Honest. I mean, no, and I'm not shunning that. It's just that you saying 50, and that sounds like something a man would say. So you just being honest as a female, you are a female? Because that's some honesty for your ass. And that's lowballing. Everybody's starting to say, all right, so maybe I'm lowballing it, yo. I mean, I'm trying to be rational about it. I could easily say women got a body count of 100, but I'm actually trying to give a definitive, logical answer, and I think it's somewhere in the mid to late. Mind y'all, except for a 30-year-old. Now, obviously, it goes up with if the age go up, but I'm trying to be somewhat, you know. But who knows? I could be low on that scale. Mm. 20 is modest. You think 20 is modest, Big Stank? Infidelity rate went up 43%, and it keep rising. Dre, yeah. Dre, my guy, what's the deal, bro? You in here? You got in late? What's the deal, my guy? Yeah, and that's what it goes by. We gotta talk about the elephant in the room. I'm getting to your comments. At this point, it's fact. We can't just say society and social media is lying. STD rates is going up, and I talked about this before. The main 3 reasons that STD rates are sky high. There's 3 reasons. Young people, we talk about young people. So when I'm saying young people, I'm gonna say ages 14 to 18. Young people are having sex at an all-time rate. Way more than we did when we were in that age range. Way more. I don't care what nobody said. And they have it unprotectively way more than we did. That's one. Number two, the homosexual rate have gone high with male and female, but mainly, if I'm being honest, I'm talking about the male. That carries STDs too, especially guys on the DL, which I don't condone at all. That's crazy to me. If you're going to be away, be away. But don't go out here mixing other. Y'all know I ain't going to go there. That's true. That's number two. And the third reason that people don't like to talk about, like the news and social media and things of that nature, is that women are having way more sex than they ever have. That is fact. Guys been doing whatever they've been doing. If anything, guys are having less sex. Guys are having less sex. That is fact. You know why? Because women are sharing men. Women are all chasing the same type of guy and they willing to share him. I talked in another video. That's another thing, fellas. Don't let these women stand on the high horse. Now, if you got a girl, you got a girl. That should be yours. But just in general, don't let these women act like they ain't willing to share a damn thing. Yes, they are. It just take a certain guy to be willing to share. Or it take enough loneliness and sleepless nights to share. Facts. Facts. Let's keep it all the way above. These women talk, I would never share. And don't get me wrong, your average typical woman don't want to share. Especially my African American women. They are very stingy when it comes to their mate. Or when it comes to, even if it ain't a mate, their sex partner, their whatever. But you give them truth serum, and they was going through a dry patch. They met the guy of their dreams or the vibe in the world, because that's what they go off of, vibes and stuff. They're going to share that guy. Now, they're going to give him grief and try to mess up his situation and whatever. And if they don't get enough attention or enough nights or enough texts, they're going to get tired of it over after a while. But stop. I mean, not stop, but don't let these women gaslight you with the, I'm not that type of girl. Even if it ain't for you. I'm talking about like women will just talk in general. I would never share a guy. That should give her the right circumstance. Yes, she would. Yes, she would. Because it's like, I want this guy that bad. I'm willing to fuck the fact that he got a wife. Fuck the fact that he got a mistress. Fuck the fact that he got a baby mom. I want to see him on Wednesday night, and goddamn it, I'm going to see him. And that's how it goes. Just being real. Not all women, but a lot of them will. So when you put that into it, that's why these STDs are going way up. People don't talk about that though. They try to act like women been whores. Women been whores. They was whores in the 80s and the 90s and stuff. Was they this much of whores? See, this is what I ask people. Because they try to say, well, y'all got to realize there was no social media in the 90s, early 2000s, 80s. Women been promiscuous. Yeah, they had. They was like this. Nobody can sit there and tell me they was like this. They wasn't. It's pedestalized to be a thought now. I remember women used to stay away from thoughts, used to talk about thoughts, used to shame thoughts. Now, 9 out of 10 women will praise a woman that has a roster. Fact. Fact. We got to be real though. And then when I say that, it's like, you didn't know? You didn't know that women egg each other on for bad behavior. You didn't know that. Huh? What women is you around? Because this ain't a Philly thing. This is global. It just take people to put it out there and not normalize it. That's all I'm saying. I like whores. I'm gonna keep it real. Whores is the reason why men get pleasure easily. I'm not against sluts. What I'm against is women acting like sluts now. I'm saying sluts acting like they deserve respect and trying to be regular and get men. No, you don't deserve a guy. You deserve to get ran through and recycled. That's what I preach. I'm not against sluts at all. Sluts bring a lot of us men happiness, don't they, fellas? It's the other stuff that come with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? You want respect? Oh shit! I ain't know I had to give you that too. I didn't know that. They want to get treated and taken on trips. Like, well, who would take a slut on a trip? You better get with your friends group like you usually do and go on the trip that way. No self-respecting man is going to take a 304 on no fucking trip. But we see it every day, don't we, fellas? And that's where I come in at to spread that awareness to try to put a stop to it. Simp's going simp. There's no saving the simp. When I see regular guys doing that, or regular guys trying to rationalize it, or understand it, or normalize it, it's just the way of the times, man. Women gonna be women. Yes, women is gonna be women. That don't mean we gotta accept that shit. That's all I'm doing. Where we at on these comments? Sorry, y'all. Got a little sidetracked. So, Big Stink, 30 is a millennial? Is it? I don't know. I thought millennials was for right now, I thought millennials was like from the age of like 33 to like 44. I don't know. I could be off. I'm not an expert on that. I'm gonna keep it a buck. But I thought 30-year-olds was the generation after millennials. But you could be right because it's close. I thought it was like 33 to like 44 or something. Or no, 33 to 42. Because I'm barely a millennial. I know I'm on the cusp. I'm like, if I was born 1 year earlier or 2 years earlier, I wouldn't be a millennial type job. But somebody fact check that. We don't remember stuff that isn't important to us. Well, I get it. I get it. Nor should you. It's definitely 50. Just forget a lot of it, man. Listen, keep it a buck. I love honesty. I cannot argue or disagree with honesty. I respect it. I respect it. Yeah, yeah. Depending on your age, though, Big Stank, because if you a 50-year-old man, is you really gonna remember who you had sex with at the age of 22? I mean, unless you got a great memory, maybe. Yeah. Well, for men, I'm gonna say. For women, that might be a problem. You're right. And I'm not saying women should be pure and holier than thou, but women should. Yeah, if you're a self-respecting woman, you should kind of know each sex partner. I mean, even if you didn't know them candidly or you didn't have a relationship with them, because stuff happens. One night stands happen. It shouldn't happen habitually, especially for women. But if we being real and adult, stuff happen. But yeah, women should remember. Yeah, you're right about that one. You said you ever been with a woman and she forgot this or that. It's the same thing. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Uh, Deli shorts. I remind you of a teacher. It's probably these thick ass glasses. It's probably these thick glasses, but I mainly need them to see the comments. You know, things of that nature. Scroll up. Can you elaborate on that, Baldy? You talking about you asking me personally? Have I ever been with a woman that forgot? I thought you was just saying that somewhat rhetorically. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's the fact that you. Yeah, it's like being reckless with your body. Obviously, we know is one of them things. And the human side of me, if I'm being real, nobody should really be out here moving about like that, yo. And I'm being real. Male or female, to the point where they forgetting who they was with and they doing this and doing that. It's not a way to be. It's not. I gotta keep it a buck. I gotta bring some levity to this conversation. But shit is shit also. And I'm a realist and I know people gonna get theirs. And I know temptation is a motherfucker. And I just know it. I know how it go. So yeah, let's get into that, Dre, because that was going to be my next point. We can still keep it on the topic as well. Bring y'all comments in, Fast and Furious. That's one thing about this channel. We don't deter from nothing. I don't say stick to the script or I'm not talking about that right now. Y'all can keep it coming because I'm gonna get to it in short order. But Dre made a point that I want to get on. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm, and I don't even get into all that. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This is a hobby for me. Do I make some money off these videos? Yes. Y'all see I'm monetized. Y'all see the nut ass ads that pop up, y'all, and a lot of y'all click off because it's like I don't feel like watching this ad. And I get it. The human element of it, I do get it. But this ain't for no money. This ain't for no fame. I don't even want those things. Now, if those things happen, I'm not no fool. I'm gonna go for what I know. But I'm not. This is a hobby for me. But for YouTube to scale back on my content so much, I'm getting emails I ain't getting on the day, but just about every day. Bro, I thought you stopped YouTube. Bro, I'm not being notified. Bro, they unsubscribed me. Bro, what's going on? Long time no hear. Damn, where you been? And I'm bringing out content just about every day. For those of you that don't know, I stopped on the weekends. I ain't gonna lie. Every now and then I might bring out a weekend video. But for the most part, Monday through Friday, maybe in between Wednesday, maybe not do nothing Wednesday, but at least 4 days out of the week, I'm putting out content. Now, like I said, lately I have been under the weather. So the content, there's a video coming out tomorrow for those of you that want to know. But yeah, for medical reasons or whatever, personal reasons, yeah, I might scale back now. But no, I've been bringing out content, and my numbers is dwindled, and I'm trying to figure it out because for those of you that don't know, most of y'all do, or y'all might be used to my content. There's no AI. There's barely edits. I speak from the heart. I speak real. I don't act like I got all the facts. I speak my own truth. I don't act like I'm better than y'all. I don't act like I'm the shit. Oh, I got 8,000 subscribers, so I'm decent. I'm a regular motherfucker. Regular. I work a regular 9 to 5. I share that with y'all. My content is raw and real because that's the only way I can give it up. For them to pull back on me now, do I got a potty mouth to a certain extent? Yes. And maybe that's it. You talk a little too vulgar. You're too real. It's something that's going on. But there's no AI thumbnails and the avatar of me looking crazy or whatever. And no shade to people that use that type of stuff. I've got no alley oops in this. I have no other social media platform. Ain't like, oh, I moved this from TikTok and I can put it on YouTube. I don't have a TikTok. Oh, I can move this from the gram and put it on YouTube. I don't have an Instagram. And not saying my way is the way because really that the other way is the best way if you're looking to grow. But I'm not on those platforms because I don't really get down with them. And I stay true to that. But for them to dumb down my content to where it's at is wild. If y'all see my numbers, just look at former videos and now look at the newest ones. That's just one aspect of it. The numbers is one thing, and I get YouTube is very hard. Let me tell y'all, the ones that don't know, YouTube is hard. It's hard to get views on YouTube. It's hard to grow. It's hard to get monetized. I'm still surprised I got monetized because I'm a regular bull. I'm not doing a whole bunch of edits. I don't got a whole camera equipment and speakers and mics and visuals. And so I'm just doing it, and it's for leisure, which it still is. And then the powers that be, a couple videos went viral or semi-viral or whatever, and here I am. But I don't know what it is. It's something. And I haven't received no, because usually when YouTube, just to give y'all a little background, when YouTube strikes you or they send it to you, they tell you why this happened or you can't put this out. You know how many videos? Not how many. It's probably been 3. It ain't been a lot. That they told me I can't put out because it can't get, whether the title was too vulgar, the content was too vulgar, or whatever. So I'm cool with that. But I haven't got nothing in the last month or 2 months saying nothing, but my stuff has been pulling back and I don't get it. That's why I tell y'all, for the ones that's in here, make sure you still got your notifications because they'll take that off. Make sure you still subscribe because they'll take that away. I'm talking about at least 30 emails of people saying the same thing. That's not a coincidence. So I'm like, wow. And there's nothing you can do. Google ain't going to, that's who YouTube is owned by, Google. Google don't care about little me with barely 8,000 subscribers, under 8,000. And I'm not looking for no hand. I'm just saying it baffles me how things work. And I'm going to leave it at that. But it's not coincidence because my stuff was moving. I was growing. And I'm still getting subscribers. I will say my subscriber count is going up. My views ain't. My views and my likes and all that. That type of stuff. I'm still getting somewhat good traction with subscribers. I will say that. But it's like, I don't know. So just word to the wise. That's a little side. That's a little personal joy, but I like to share for the most part anything that got to do with this with y'all. So that's what that is. But I'm like, yo, what is going on? I was getting at least for my small channel, I was getting what 2-3K views per video per like in a 24-hour time I would get like 2,000 views, which is good for me, And now I might get 200 views. You know what I mean, in a whole day. I'm like, whoa. And the content hasn't changed. Like I said, I haven't done nothing. I'm not into the AI stuff. I'm not even technically sound enough to use AI. I don't even believe in like artificial. I mean, that's a whole nother story, y'all. I'm not with the whole just artificial intelligence stuff. I'm not. And I get it's to make life easier and all that, but I'm not with a whole bunch of extra stuff. I just want to be me and be raw and be whatever. I don't want to, let me use this and what's the chat. I have never used Chat GPT. Is it GPT? I never used it. Now, obviously, I use Safari, Google, like a normal person. I'm just saying, like, I don't get into the whole technical stuff. I'm from old school, and I keep that with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of these old school guys that's still old school. I don't want to be loose. I don't want to use ChatGPT to find out stuff. I don't even know how to use it. Do you do it from your phone? Is it an app for it? I don't even know. I'm keeping it a buck, y'all. I ain't even trying to be. This is not. This is not hyperbole. This is not hyperbole. This ain't me saying exaggerating. He know what the fuck chat be. I know what it is, but I'm saying I've never used it or don't know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? So that really dawned on me like, damn, y'all messing with my little ass channel. Like, damn, like that's wild. Where we at? Houston, Doc Smith, what's the deal? This is my first time seeing you in here, bro. How you been, man? You said the diseases is wild out in Houston. I can only imagine. Houston is a destination for whores and sluts. Any woman that's in a rush to go to Houston, just know what type of woman she is. You heard it here first. That's the new destination for women that's promiscuous. Fact. Houston was never a destination before. It is now. The destinations were Miami, Los Angeles, Atlanta to a certain extent, and that's also another whore place. But any woman that big ups Houston for whatever reason, because there's not a lot of history in Houston. I know all about Houston. There's not a lot. There's things. Don't get me wrong. I ain't gonna dumb down Houston like it's not a place, but it's a place for women to whatever. But yeah, I mean, I heard about that spring break too. You know, but yes. What up, bro? What's the deal, man? I'm glad you like the videos, man. I think they dope too. I just wish YouTube noticed that they dope. You know, I shouldn't have to use an avatar of myself to get views. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to use an AI thumbnail to get views. I don't know. It's wild to me. Y'all wear the same clothes. You can't tell. Wow. Yeah, you wrote a paragraph. Hold on, let me. Hold up. Damn screen went down. All right, I'm back on. What you say? This is. Yeah, yeah. Pookies and Ray Rays is an actual thing. That's usually the ones that women share. And, you know, beggars can't be choosers. They believe these type of men don't exist. It is a figment of people's imagination, but no. You know, that's a real thing. And I believe you, bro. I know it's wild. I know it's wild. What's up, Peyton? What's the deal? Extra toxic. What's the deal? Um, Danny, what's up, man? Where we at? You know what? I believe that too, Dre, to a certain extent. When you preach in a certain narrative and trying to put a positive spin on it and trying to give awareness, they don't like that. Because they want us to be characters of ourselves. They want us to be buffoons and be degenerates. I believe that. So they like, wait, while this guy is somewhat informative and somewhat entertaining to a certain demographic or a certain group, we're not pushing this because this is, even though it's unapologetic, it's wisdom. And we don't want that. We want as many degenerates out here as humanly possible. So he'll get his little handful of views to keep him afloat because he's consistent. Because that's what YouTube, congratulates consistence, and I respect that because I have been consistent for over a year now. But they also like we not going to spread the awareness, but oh so much. And it's like wow, like really, that's what we on. You know what I'm saying? It's wild to me, but you know. And there's no skin off my back because at the end of the day, like I told y'all, I don't make no real like it ain't messing with my bottom dollar or you know, man, I can't eat now. I got to scale back on whatever. No, I work for mine. You know, my bread and butter is that truck y'all see me in every now and then. That's how I bread my butter, but that's how I butter my bread. But y'all know what I mean. This is a hobby, and I enjoy interacting with y'all. You know, so I still want my stuff put. Anything I do, I want to excel at, and I feel as though the view count has definitely been lackluster, and it ain't for the content. There's no way. If anything, the content is getting better because I'm learning as I go. I'm learn every upload. I learn something new. So it's like I'm getting better as I go. My content has some videos been lackluster more than others? Yeah, of course. That's gonna happen. But overall, my content hasn't gotten I'm like, wait a minute, because at first I'm like, damn man, you gotta step your game up. Like maybe and then I'm just seeing the scene, I'm like, oh, this one ain't get like hold up now. Like now, come on now. Somebody pulling a fast one. And then I'm not because if it was like that, I would have stopped or I would have not stop, but I would have been like, all right, fuck it. At this point, I'm bringing a video out whenever I want, once a week, whatever. But I still been every day, So it ain't messing with me. I can speak on it because I speak my mind. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. I'm gonna still bring out content just about every day. So, but I don't want it to go without me talking about, if that makes sense. Yeah, trying to think of what's been going on. How y'all feel about that whole Gucci Man Pooh Shiesty situation? I haven't followed it like that. It ain't really my cup of tea. Obviously, if you've been hitting under a rock, unless you've been hitting under a rock, you heard about it. But I mean, my whole take on the no snitching stuff is probably on a different scale from your average because let's just say I know what real snitching is. At this point, Gucci Man is supposed to be a civilian. He's a rapper for Christ's sake. Half of these rappers don't do nothing that they preach. Now, have Gucci Man been in prison, been to jail, and got a criminal past and all that? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're supposed to be a businessman. And I just don't know. It's one of the things that I don't even want to touch because it seemed really out there. I don't know. Everybody got their difference of opinion on it. I just look at it as crazy, sad, and just people gotta stop trying to play so tough and stop standing on certain morals that don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? Morals is morals, but morals that don't mean shit aren't morals. If that makes sense. Morals that don't, because this is what you say, standing on business and standing on this and standing on that. Like, I don't know. The world is way too. Um, the world is way too diddy for my liking. What that mean? Is that fit? What's your name? Fix. What that mean? Diddy? If y'all notice, I don't be using like no Diddy and stuff. It has to be egregious for me to say pause or no Diddy. It's super egregious. At this point, I feel like I'm too old to be saying. Like, I know Mace and Cameron say it to high heavens, and they older than me. But at some point, you gotta be like, no Diddy or pause is like, bruh, we know you straight. At least we hope you straight. For real, the guys that say no Diddy overly, that's not like for entertainment purposes. It's like, nigga, is you gay? And if you gay, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, they the ones you gotta watch out for. You saying no Diddy a little too much. You 45 years old talking about no Diddy every second you get. It's like it's raising the eyebrow now, bro. It's raising the eyebrow now. Young boy saying this, fine. If I was a 22-year-old, I probably would be saying pause every chance I get. But at 41 going on 42 years old, I'm not gonna be saying pause every second. I know who I am. I know I love women. That's all that matters to me. You know, like that's a little pet peeve of mine. Said Diddy gotten uh, what, oh, okay. No, no, I knew it wasn't nothing like that, bro. I was just saying, I was using that as a metaphor for, you know. Yeah, I knew it wasn't like that. But yeah, yeah, no. There's a lot going on in society. We got it. Everything is so backwards, man. None of this stuff surprised me. You know, what can you do? What can you do? We are in our own heads about times and the ways and what be happening out here. You know, it's wild. It's a wild joke. Yeah, but getting back to the topic, what y'all think about the actual title though? I mean, I know we talked about it extensively earlier, but I know I got some new people in here. Anybody got any comments on the title? And the title is like what it is. We was mainly talking about women's promiscuity. You know, they try to level up and put it on the same level as men's promiscuity. And my thing is, there's no such thing as a promiscuous man without promiscuous women, I should say. There's no such thing as a promiscuous man without promiscuous women. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's second level thinking, but if you really think it through, that statement is very true. Because a man can't just do this without the woman obliging. So it's like, wait, yeah, there's some truth to that. Really is. What in the world is a Diddy anyway? Extra toxic. You try and be funny. You know what a Diddy. You know, believe it or not, a local rapper here, y'all. Well, for those that y'all don't know, I'm from Philly. A local rapper here in Philly made up that terminology. Quilly Mills, he like a low budget rapper here in Philly. I call him low budget because he's not mainstream. He's very well known here in Philly, but he low budget. I don't even think he would disagree with that. He made up that joint. It was catchy as hell. Like he came out of nowhere. He always been a slick talking motherfucker. So everybody else was saying like pause, pause, and pause this, pause that. Once all the stuff came out with Diddy, out of nowhere, he just like no Diddy. Now I know it's other people that's taking credit for it, but to my recollection, Quilly Mills started the no Diddy thing, and it's been trending ever since. There's a terminology. Fuck trending. There's a whole terminology at this point, you know. And you know, it's funny and all that. I'm just saying, for me, I can't walk around just saying no Diddy just because I said the word meat or just because I said a certain thing, but people knew how I meant it. And I'm like, oh, no Diddy. It's like I'm in my 40s for Christ's sake. I'm not worried about no Diddy. I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? That's just my little thing. That's me. But you know what a motherfucking Diddy is. You know. um, I'm trying to catch up. My joint refreshed, so I got to get back to the newer comments. All right, here we go. Um, Yeah, you need a little dark humor in these times. People need to laugh more, and people need to be real about what humor is because they take comedy. I'm no comedian tonight, but I have a sense of humor. People take comedy so personal too nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You can't offend this. You can't. And I'm not again. I mean, I'm not with bashing any group or any entity or a certain group of people. Y'all know what I mean or whatever. I'm not into that. But damn, if it's humor, it's humor. You can't say shit about nothing nowadays. And it's just wild. It's wild. You gotta be condemned to hell if you say a certain thing. And how dare you? And it's like, man, you gotta laugh nowadays. Cause everything is so fucked up. And ain't nothing wrong with dark humor at all. Oh, you used to own a limousine company in Jersey and Philly? That's what's up. Oh, all the celebrities used. Oh, that was back in 2012. Okay, 2012. That seems so long ago. Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you sold it in 2012. Okay. I love George Carlin. He's a national treasure. Funny guy indeed. George Carlin gonna give it to you straight. Always have, always will. One thing about him is his realness. That's like part of his whole shtick, his whole allure. He's raw. Like he's just and there's like no shade, but then again it is shade, you know? Like, oh yeah, definitely one of the greats. One of the greats indeed. But yeah, as far as the women wanting to be men situation, I related it mainly to the aspect of women wanting a pick of the litter, and that shouldn't be like a thing. If you ask me, shouldn't be a thing for nobody. I agree that women and men shouldn't, but especially women. But they try to compare and contrast, and well, we should be able to equal rights and all that. Ever since that whole Me Too bullshit, women want a little too much. And I'm all for equal equality on the landscape. Don't get it fucked up. But it's certain gender roles that we need to start going back to. I mean, no harm in saying that, but fuck it. There's certain things that we need to like abide by and be like, all right, this is a thing for women. And this just like listen, I go to the men's side of this. I don't believe that men should be walking around with these fucking purses and shit. That's a woman trait. That's the thing with men crazily thinking and saying we should be wearing purses too, or we could be whatever the term is, we could be decked out too. I don't even know what to call it. Now that's a gripe that women can have towards men. Why y'all want to wear not y'all because I don't even think it's half of men and it's more of an age thing. But then again, I be seeing guys my age with pocketbooks, so I don't know. They call it accessory, or as part of my it matches my belt and stuff. I call it a fucking purse. There's nothing else to call it, and it ain't because I'm getting money. Oh, I only carry wads of cash, so I need this. Oh, go get a Jansport book bag real quick. Go get a black or fuck the color. Go get a book bag and put it in there. And if you really about that, go get a briefcase and put it in that. Miss me with the I get Rex and all that. Because that's what people like to use to rationalize the fact that they got tote bags on them. and they cross their body and they put them right here. And LeBron had one. And Rick Ross had one, so it must be right. No, I disagree with that too. We talking on the man's side as far as being like women. There's nothing cool about a man wearing a purse. I just got to keep it about. And the first thing a guy that do wear purses is going to say is, it's not a purse, first of all. It's a man bag. And then I'm going to say, okay, it's still a purse. What's your reason for wearing it? And then he's going to go and say, well, I get money, so this is how I carry my money. Or I got my weapon in here. Or all this stuff that sound decent. Bro, it is a pocketbook. You need to give it to your sister or your girl and go get a wallet. Bottom line. There's no in between on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's things that it's not a lot, but there's small things that men do that is relatable more to women in these modern times. I'm fully like fair on that. But overall, it's more of the women wanting to be men. And it's so distasteful, it ain't even funny. It's so like unattractive, you know, and the more and more men shun it, trust me, the more and more women will slowly, and it's going to be very slow, will understand that, whoa, you know. But when you pedestalize stuff like that or try to make it normal or just say women will be women, that's not a woman being a woman. There's nothing normal about women comparing themselves to men or wanting the same, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the same attributes that men live by. There's a difference. There's a difference there. Men have certain things they go by, and women have certain things they go by. That's just how it should be. It shouldn't be we all one. What you do, I could do better, or I could do the same things that men do. Like that's not endearing. That's not nothing that people should gravitate towards. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you be like, what? You trying to rewrite history? So Graham, yo, Graham, what's the deal, bro? Graham said, hear about the black lady who she got unalived in Africa. No, I ain't hear about that. White dude? No, I ain't hear about that. How recent was that, Graham? If you missed it, Graham, I've been a little. Well, I'm still under the weather. Um, so I've been out of commission for. It started a couple weeks ago. I caught the damn flu, and then most recently I got vaccinated for the pneumonia, which I shouldn't have got because I could have easily waited. And I just got it to, get it out the way, and it made me very ill. That's why I'm wearing this jacket. I got the chills a little bit and all that, but I definitely ain't hear about that. Oh wow, she promoted the soft life on IG and talked bad about black men. And a white man unalived her. No, I'm gonna look into that because that sound yeah. I'm gonna look into that. I know I'll be able to find it quick. But no, that's crazy. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I'm as you can see, I'm here. But when I tell you, bro, y'all, I mean, bad, sweating profusely, chills, aches. My neck is stiff as hell right now. I don't know if I look stiff on here, but I'm not really moving around because I don't think that got nothing to do with the illness. That's just because I slept horribly last night. You know, um, it's been a bad joint to say the least. But I appreciate the get well wishes. And like I said, contest still coming out. I got a video coming out tomorrow. Um, and it is what it is. 215. What's the deal? Real driven. What's the deal? 215 in the building. Yeah, y'all. We gonna keep rocking and rolling. We about an hour and a half in, so we doing something right. You chilling, bro? Thanks, man. Yeah, the content not stopping. I was just talking earlier about how they messing with my numbers and my views, and they done unsubscribe some of y'all, and they have not been giving y'all the notifications. But that's not gonna stop me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna stop. Definitely, I'm still gonna be bringing it as only I can. Spring break, it died down. Well, this year, you sure? Well, I don't know because what I heard about what happened down in Houston, I don't know if it died down now. And my thing is, young people gonna be young people, and you only get one life. And spring break is a thing, especially for college students, especially for those people in the age range of 18 to 24. I get it, but some of the stories I heard that was going on down there in Houston, and some of the people I heard, because these was, let's just say there's a bunch of 30 and 40-year olds down there trying to get in where they can fit in. Like, what the if you don't sit your old ass down? But I heard there was a big STD down there. There was a great big old STD. And this is what society has brought it to. Everything is a big orgy and sexual lies. These the same people that'll cry. Well, no, because if they catch chlamydia, it ain't shot no more. If they catch trichomosis, it ain't a bad thing no more. All I gotta do is take a pill for the next 7 days and I'll be fine. So that's not going. Now, if they catch that shit that you can't uncatch, then it might be devastating. And how did I? And who is me? And all I did was be promiscuous and be a degenerate at the highest degree. How did I catch this and all that? Then it'll be a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? People don't give a damn with their bodies, man. And I'm no pastor or no saint, but man, I was young at the time too. But when I was young, man, I was careful with who I laid down with. I ain't just every chick that smiled at me, I wanted to blow her brains out, like sexually. It wasn't that, you know. So it's like certain things you can blame on age, but it's like when you think back of your life, you like, okay, I was a little looser when I was younger, and I wanted to have a good time, and I thought the world was at my feet, and I thought I never would get older, and I was somewhat irresponsible. I get those things, but I wasn't this like what this is. This is some shit. These young people and old people are just off they fucking rocker. And it's like, wow, you know, it really is. Ooh, where we at? Where we at? Okay, who we got? What about Valentine's Day, Dre? You think Valentine's Day was down this year? Yeah, most definitely. Now I will say this because I was out Valentine's Day somewhat, not out like out on that time. Well, no, was I? Yeah, I was a little bit, but not like out to dinner or nothing. I was traveling about. Let's just say that, and a lot of restaurants was packed and stuff. But you know what it be? A lot of people take themselves off of Valentine's Day. These girls, We single women like to take each other out. We don't need no man type women and all that. But I will say a lot of establishments was packed. Like I was riding past places and the parking lots was full and stuff. I didn't go out per se. I was out and about, but I didn't go out for Valentine's Day. But as far as like actual love type stuff, yeah, it's been down. It's been down, definitely. Yo, what's the deal, bro? I'm glad you in here. Who that, Zach? What's up, man? Yeah, you a little late, but we still rocking and rolling, man. I'm glad you in here. Um, yeah, you missed the topic, but we get into it. If you got thoughts on the actual on what we talking about now or the title of the video. What's good, Baby McNugget? Ain't that a bitch? What's the deal, man? Uh, who else we you cheated on what? What's that? Appreciate you, bro, man. I'll be trying. I'll be trying. I'm holding on by a thread right now because I'm a little under the weather. Um, oh my neck, and I'm just not myself, and I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. But I'm here, man. I'm here, and I'm happy to be here. I said this live was happening. You know, I think the last live I did was faceless. So the last live like this, it's been like a month. So I was like, no, I gotta speak to my folks and see what's going on. It's cheaper to leave her. Word said of a God. Don't forget the other one, Peace Over Cheeks. That's one I actually made up. Good evening, TX. What's the deal, bro? I'm glad you. Damn, I hope y'all not getting the notifications late. I was just saying that I was talking about how YouTube is messing up the reach of these videos, and I see a lot of the regulars is finally up in here. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I know it's almost midnight over here on the east, so I've been live since 10. Well, really a little after 10 because I started late, but it's all good, man. Rather late than never, right? Rather late than never. Uh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shit. Montreal, New York time. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Eastern Standard Time. Same thing as Philly. Yeah, but we up in this joint. I'm just trying to, you know, Philly is Philly. What can I say? It's been the temperature starting to get nice, which you would think is a good thing, but for Philly or for a lot of places, I ain't gonna put that just on Philly. Is not such a good thing because even today, now mind you, I was working, but y'all know I drive around for a living, and I was just looking around. I'm like, man, it's gonna be a hell of a summer here in Philly. It just is, and not such a good way. I hope I'm wrong, but it's gonna be one of them summers. I can just tell. There's so much animosity and pent up frustration and demonic people out here. If I'm being real, and it's going to be a lot of chaos. You know, warmer temperatures bring a lot of the demonic sort, and that's just me being real. That's why I'm glad I'm out of the mix. I ain't looking over my shoulder for somebody. I'm not looking for nobody. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm just keeping it moving. Not saying I'm a saint or none of that. I'm just saying I'm on some. Listen, because it's going to be one of them ones, and if you know, you know. I can feel it. I can feel it. And it's only April, but I can feel it, and it's sad. But other than that, Philly, Philly is home. So I can't talk too much shade. It's just one of them things that you come to expect. Sadly, you come to expect the BS once the weather get nice, and people don't realize stuff until it's too late, and I got a problem with that. People don't have no type of remorse or graciousness or gratitude or mindfulness until things hit the fan or until they up in the mountains behind bars or until they laying up on some hospital bed this close to the upper room, if you know what I mean. And that's when people want to be humble, and it wasn't that deep, and you know, and I got a problem with that, man. It's one of them things, and that's another thing. I'm gonna start talking about more stuff like that on my channel. We gonna keep the awareness flowing, but sometimes you gotta be real with what's really going on, and that needs to be talked about. And my little channel ain't gonna change a whole influx of problems, but we gotta do better as people because society is headed down a dark path. It really is. But don't want to change the tone of this video, of this live. I'm just keeping it a buck. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Rap game strong. You talk about the Philly rap game? You talk about the Philly rap scene? I ain't gonna lie, I don't know none of the new artists. I don't follow this new mumble music or trap what they call it. I don't be knowing what it's called, but like some of the older guys I know because I'm a big rap fan overall, but I don't be knowing like YNGC, Blood, and YDC. It usually starts with a Y. I don't know none of them. I don't, but uh, fresh cut. No, no, this ain't fresh. I wish it was. It's like a week. It's like a week. I'm almost due. Uh, facts. There's nothing out here, Red. My man TX says nothing out here. It is not. And this ain't just an OG saying it because I lived my life and been there. Don't get me wrong, that's part of it. But it's like, when you really think about it, there's nothing out here but trouble. Or even if, because our claim to fame always been, listen, I was always chasing the broads or doing this or doing that. That's not even a thing. Because half of these chicks either got something or they don't have your best interest at heart. So you can't even fall back on that. Like, you know what, I'm staying out the mix, but I'm going to just get the girls. Because that was a thing for certain guys back in my day. They stayed out of trouble for the most part, but they was always focused on getting money and getting chicks, which was cool, fair game. Can't even say that no more. Shit, these chicks are lying. And fuck lying, and they just no good for you, a lot of them. Or like it ain't nothing real, or it's nothing sturdy about them. So I feel sorry for these young boys. They growing up in a crazy time. Even my son, I got a 16 going on 17-year-old son. I feel sorry for him. I tell him all the time, you growing up in some crazy times. Like, type of chicks like you gonna be dealing with? What type of, I mean, what is, it's one of them Jones. It's one of them Jones. I gotta keep it a buck. And whoever don't believe in that is fooling themselves. Oh, it ain't that bad, or times have changed, or Times ain't that bad. Like, it's actually a vibe. No, it ain't. This shit ain't no fucking vibe. This shit is bullshit. These times are bullshit, especially for the younger people because they in it. They still have things to do and life to live and experiences to go through and women to meet and trials and tribulations. Don't get me wrong, I'm still out here living as well, but I've been there and done that for the most part with a lot of things that I'm going to see. So it don't affect me as much as it affect a 20-year-old. And this is a bad joint right now. We just got to keep it a buck. We got to keep it a buck. Lord Hybrid, Philly, it gets gangsta out there. Yeah, I mean, don't get it messed up. Like, what I say is though, I mean, I ain't been to every city, but just going by what I know geographically, I mean, in some places that's probably worse than Philly, but Philly up there. Philly, one of them type cities. Don't get me wrong, if you mind your business, because I see a lot of people, a lot of transplants that come here, they keep their nose clean and they mind, they keep it moving, and they might not never. No, you're gonna see some stuff, no matter if you mind your business or not. I'm just saying it ain't like that bad because it ain't a whole lot of gangs and nothing like that. At least it never was known for gangs. It might be a couple gangs now, fake gangs or like these young boys, whatever they trying to do. But it is not like really that. It's just Philly is a hard city. It ain't even just about the crime and the violence. It's the people. There's no softness about Philly, especially growing up here, being here your whole life. Like if you were just here like for 10 years of your life or 15, it's different. But from the age of birth all the way up, you're gonna see that it's no like it's one. And don't get me wrong, it's a love hate because there's a lot of things I love about Philly too. Don't get it fucked up. I don't want to be born nowhere else. But real is real. You know what I'm saying? And Philly is one of them places. It could get dark. It could get dark out this joint, and that's just true. You know, and people try to poo-poo it and make it seem like it's this place that's not that bad or not this. And no, no, it's overall is pretty wicked. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty wicked. This is one of them things you become accustomed to and immune to. But that's a sad statement to say because who wants to get immune to chaos? Who wants to get accustomed to bullshit? You know what I'm saying? Or people glorify the fact that they own a shit or I'm with this shit. That's not nothing to glorify that you with it. And we talk about Pete like I said, I ain't gonna get sidetracked. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. And it's not cool. It's not. Yeah, there's a lot of good rappers in Philly. Like I said, I more follow the older, not old, but like y'all know what I mean, like the of age guys. You know, obviously we going back. You talk about the Beanie Siegels, a little like the whole state prop. That was my generation. I came up in that era as a young man, um, and if we going back, I mean, I could go back with the Cool C's and the Steady B's. Now that's me as a young, not even young, not a young man, a kid. If we being real, because Steady B's and Cool C's, we talking about the early '90s and stuff. So we going back to that, or if we going to even somewhat newer, like I said, Quilly Mills, who Quilly's younger than me, but he's considered an older rapper, you know. Obviously, Meek Mill. I'm not really big on Meek Mill, the person, and I'll get into that a little bit. Meek Mill can rap his ass off, but the person, and I'm not going to act like I know him personally. I obviously met him uh, 2 times. Once in South Philly, once in North Philly, and just his aura, especially in later years. Like when I met him, he was still somewhat a regular guy. He was famous, but he was somewhat still a regular guy. This newer Meek Mill, I'm gonna say in the last 10 years or so, or maybe 8 to 10 years, something about his spirit, I just don't. And that's just me. This don't mean he a bad person. He's not my cup of tea, the person. But Meek can rap his ass off. There's no denying that. Um, but something about his spirit with Meek, he come off in a way. And that could be just a me thing, but he comes off in a way where he seemed like a type guy I wouldn't want to, like, be cool with. Same thing with Gilly the Kid. I know y'all like to call him Gilly the King. His name is Gilly the Kid. Now, Gilly is older than me, and Gilly one of the older rappers. He comes off. He's another one. I ain't going. He's not as big as the rapper Meek is. Gilly Neville is that. So I can't even say I liked his music. Can he rap? Yeah. Or could he rap? Yeah. But he's another one that comes off in a way where you know, Gilly tried to play that tough role too much. And it's like you almost 50, bro. I think he'd be 50 in August. It's like, bro, come on. Come on with the tough guy stuff. And Philly guys never even been that type. Let me tell y'all what a typical Philly guy is. A typical Philly guy will laugh, joke with you, show teeth, be like a regular bull. And if shit gotta go there, he gonna show you a different side of him. To the point where you're not even going, you're gonna be like, is that the same boy that was hi and kiki with us? Telling jokes? Philly guys don't act tough. They just are tough. You know what I'm saying? They don't overextend their toughness. They come off as very endearing. And then when it's time to turn up, they show you who they really are. That's Philly men for you. That's Philly guys for you. So all my people that's outside of Philly that don't know. Philly guys don't walk around with mean mugs and I mean if you mad, you mad. Like if you just having a bad day, you're gonna see a mean mug. I'm talking about like Philly guys don't put on this yeah, motherfucker. The shit that Gilly do now, it might be part of his stick. It might be part of his thing. But then again, no, you doing it too much. This is how you want to act on the internet, and it's like it's not given. It's not given. Like, bro, like, come on. So he sends off the wrong image of Philly, if you ask me. Now he's all Philly. He talks Philly. He looks Philly. He has the same cadence when he speak as a typical Philly guy. I'm not acting like he's not a Philly dude or nothing, but he gives the wrong outlook of what Philly is sometimes. And then he's a hypocrite. Gilly the Kid. He's a hypocrite because he talk all that kumbaya stuff and then be with like O-Block and pulling up to these desolate areas where street guys hang and take pictures with him and he want to be down and he want to do this and he want to do that. And then they'll sit there and make another post on YouTube saying, man, y'all need to stop all this chaos. Y'all young boys is getting out of hand. Bro, you just took a picture with a bunch of young boys in Chicago on O-Block to be down. Pick a side, bro. You either for it or against it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a hypocrite thing, and then there's a too tough thing with Gilly. He's overly tough for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's my little gripe. And it's not personal. I don't know the man personally. I'm just, from afar. I read. I'm good with the human mind, and I read people, even if it's from afar. And it's like, bro, you carrying the wrong stigma about Philly. Philly guys is funny. We could be some of the best people you run into. Just don't fuck with us, or even if you're on that type time, or even if you're not on that type time. Philly guys usually surprise you with their toughness. Cause you be like, this the same bull that was, you know what I mean? Like, and now, damn, shit that hit the wall. And it got dark. You know what I mean? He's showing who he really is. Damn, all right, he about that. Or remind me to stay on his good side, type Joe. We don't come tough. We don't pull up tough. Like, I mean, we let you find out. And hopefully you don't have to find out. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be looking at him kind of like on some clown shit because I'm like, you're not even carrying it right. You trying to be too tough. And if you're trying, that means that ain't really you. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to try that. But to put that in a nutshell, yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot of good Philly rappers, like I said, the old, the semi-old. I just don't follow none of the new guys. Obviously, PNB Rock, rest in peace to him. He was considered somewhat new school. He was another good rapper. Um, had a bright future ahead of him. We all know what happened with that. Cassidy was considered an older rapper. Man, Philly got a lot of heavy spitters. It had a lot of heavy spitters. But Philly known for rap, you know. Philly don't get its credit on the rap scene, but Philly known like for that. Known to have some good artists over the years. And some of these new guys might be all right too. I ain't shutting them. I just don't follow them, so I can't speak on them. I'm not into like drill music or nothing, so I don't really follow these new guys. Thanks, bro. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, it's always a build up. That's fact, Zach. I couldn't have said it better. You touched that right on the head, on the nose. You know what? Young Chris always dropping something. Graham, he be dropping stuff spontaneously out of nowhere. You be like, damn, Young Chris just made a new joint. And I'm glad Chris around my age. He's still doing his thing. Neef to a certain extent on a lower level, yeah, but Chris is actually still holding his head above water. And for all these years to pass from his prime to now, for him to still be doing his thing, Chris definitely a real one for that because Chris dropped stuff all the time. I ain't know he just dropped something. That's news to me. But yeah, I'm used to it, bro. I'm used to Chris just dropping heat like it ain't nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I think me and Chris the exact same age. Yeah, me too, bro. I grew up with the old school. Beans, obviously. Beans is like one of the godfathers of Philly hip hop. If I had to say best rappers out of Philly as far as Mount Rushmore, solo artists, Beans would definitely be on it. And believe it or not, I said all that stuff about Meek, but Meek would be on it. I mean, like I don't let my personal feelings get involved with the person. You know what I'm saying? Meek is one of the best lyricists out of Philly. So it would be Beans, Meek. Shit. It's hard for the next two. Gilly wouldn't be on it. Trying to think of anybody else in state property, would they be on it? Probably just Beans out of state property. Beans, Meek. Damn. I might have to put Black Thought on that joint. Black Thought don't get a lot of the recognition that he deserved, but I might have to put Black Thought on there. And I gotta think about my fourth. I gotta think about my fourth. Uh oh, most definitely, Zach. The drill music is what influenced a lot of the stuff that goes on modernly now with the young people, male and female. That's another thing that women misconceive with um, wanting to be men. Since when women is into this stuff? Now, women always been rap fans. There's nothing wrong with a woman being a rap fan, but they be into these drill artists. They be going to concerts. It's just a wicked, wicked thing. Like I get that young guys is into it. For young women and grown women, because I know 35-year-old women that love drill artists. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on? Not 25, 35. That like drill artists, that no drill artists whole catalog front to back. It's like, where the fuck is we headed? You know, for a seasoned woman to be into that is highly troubling. It just is. Yeah, women they not a lot of these women don't want to be moms no more, especially if their kids getting older. And I get as your kids grow up, you lesser and lesser, more protective, lesser um, nurturing, but they just dropped everything. You know, whether they kids getting older or not, they don't even know where their kids at night, and it's like, because it's all about me. You know, mommy gotta have a life too. It's all about me. I want to be happy. That's the new slogan for women. If y'all didn't know, they claim the fame is I want to be happy. It's about you. It ain't about nobody else. It's about your happiness, and that's all that matters. And it's like not knowing their happiness is a bunch of bullshit because the things that make them happy is like, but we don't need to get into that. Yeah, that's real. That's real driven. Definitely becoming robots out this joint. I appreciate those words, Cards family. Yes, I appreciate that, and that's real rap. Um, how backwards is that? You know, men went from wearing dress shirts to all types of accessories, rings, piercings, and pocketbooks. That's why I said there's some gripes if women want to have gripes where they could say, "Well, y'all trying to be like us," and not y'all. It's more of a Jesus, my neck. It's more of a there's a small minority, but they would be right if they brought up the fact that men like wearing pocketbooks. That is a problem. And I'm not here to offend nobody because there might be men on here right now that own a purse. And I don't mean that to be facetious or mean or anything, but it's not right. I don't care if your favorite rapper got one. I don't care that your favorite football player wore one at the press conference. That don't make it right because he wore one. You should wear one. It's not. It, 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 I'm not gonna go there because it pains me, man. Because that's something that we normalized it, and now it's cool. We normalized wearing purses and stuff. Like I'm so against that. Why? Whether you straight or gay, this ain't me calling people gay or nothing. I don't care what a person is. What I'm saying is, why it got to be a purse? Why you couldn't find like a book bag to make sporty or a briefcase or something? Why it had to be a purse, a tote bag? That's corny as shit. That's corny. And then just because it's designer, they make it. Oh well, this is Gucci. Man, that don't mean shit because what the name is, it's still a purse. My favorite rapper, Mike. My favorite rapper of all time is probably Biggie Smalls. And I know that's going to come off as chalk and cliche, but Biggie is probably my favorite rapper. His lyrics and mainly his flow. But don't get it fucked up. It ain't just a geographical thing. Just because I'm from Philly, it's like an East Coast thing. I like a lot of Southern rappers. I like a lot of. Speaking of Houston, I like a lot of the Houston rap scene from my generation. The Slim Thugs, the Mike Jones, the Paul Walls, the Lil Kikis. I go deep with that Houston rap scene too. Mind you, my family is originally from the South. My dad's side, probably my mom's side too. We go way back, but mainly my dad is from the South, so I got Southern roots. You know, I lived in Philly my whole life, but I'm into that Houston rap scene real heavy. I came up on it, had the CDs, Mike Jones CD, Chopped and Screwed versions. Anybody that knew me know, like he's a screwed and chopped motherfucker. Any woman that been with me for a long period of time, they know. They know what SUC is, you know, because I bang it in the car, or they just know. You know, they like, oh, that nigga, like, hold up. You sure you from Philly? You got a lot of screwed up click stuff going on. That's me. I'm my own entity. Now, do I follow the Philly stuff? Obviously more, yeah, because I'm from here and just the East Coast stuff, you know. But through and through, man, I bang with Houston. Houston rap scene is very prevalent in my life. Very. Uh, I'm a different type of cat. You know, I got my own, and that's why I'm so big on individuality because I feel as though people should be individuals, and it is what it is. But um, shit, hell, even with this, let me salute my Flyers. A lot of y'all probably not even into the Flyers or hell, not even in the hockey, but they clinched a playoff spot tonight. I rock out with the orange and black. I rock out with the Broad Street Bullies. That's another entity of mine that I'm in the minority with, especially being African American. But that's just mainly me loving sports. I ain't gonna say it's a Flyers thing. I like sports so much. I started following the Flyers. Not recently. We talked about years ago, decades ago. What am I saying? Decades ago. And the sport of hockey is good. People just got to understand it. So I think once a lot of more people understand the game, they'll like it too. Because it can't be just me. You know, it ain't all about the NBA and the NFL with me. I love baseball too. Well, baseball is my number one love. I absolutely love baseball. That's one. Football is probably two. Hockey and basketball is tied for third at this point. The NBA is going down. They ain't nothing but a bunch of divas. Everybody missing games. Don't nobody want to watch the regular season. They got this play-in tournament. They just dumbed down the NBA. The NBA is almost obsolete at this point. I gotta keep it real. And I know they still making a lot of money. And the NBA is at its lowest point. Nobody play defense. Everybody shoot threes. I could go on and on and on. But, you know, but yeah, I had to salute my Flyers. They made it in the playoffs tonight. So we'll see what they could do. Enes got choked on TV. Oh, you talking about during that? Was it with the Diddy situation, making the band? Did he get choked during that? Enes ain't really been in the spotlight in some years. Mind you, I'm from Philly. I haven't heard a whole lot from Enes. I've seen him here and there on stuff, but he kind of dumbed down in recent years. If I'm keeping it a buck, but I may be speaking out of turn. I'm not sure. But Enes, that's true, Dre. A lot of young people and just people in general are confused. You know what I blame it on? Social media. Because they see a way that they think is a norm and it ain't. And then a lot of the stuff on social media be lies and fabricated. So they don't know how to move. But as far as their sex or whatever, that's one of them things, you know. We could get into that on another live because they normalizing that too. And like I said, I never had a problem with gay people as a whole or any of that type stuff. But they are putting stuff out there that shouldn't be out there. It shouldn't be normalized, and it shouldn't be out here confusing people on that high regard. I will at least say that. You know, it's almost like they shoving it down. No pun intended, but it's almost like they shoving it down people's throat at this point. of the different ways I'm gonna say, and it's like, especially with young people, you can't push that rhetoric out there. But Will Smith, nah. Now don't get it messed up. Will Smith wasn't a bad rapper. He just wasn't a good rapper. When Will Smith get a bad rap about being trash, he wasn't trash. Will Smith was not trash. Was he like a great lyricist, or would I put him in a great category, even just as Philly Nut? He was just like a quirky rapper that was catchy. Um, he was more known for his beats. That's why DJ Jazzy Jeff got so much of a uprise as well. Because if you know, Jazzy Jeff did no lyrics. He was just a DJ. So he made a lot of those beats. Those beats was very catchy. Will had charisma, he had charm, and he had the wordplay to a certain accord, and it got him famous. And obviously, the acting blew him way up. But when people say, "Oh, Will Smith was trash," it ain't just because he, I'm from West Philly, so it ain't a West Philly thing. Or I'm just saying it because he's from West. No, he just wasn't trash like people say. Would I put him on any type of Mount Rushmore? No, hell no. But he wasn't trash. He was just okay. He was okay for the time. He was okay. Now, Will Smith, what he did to Chris Rock on that stage, made me look at him in a certain light. How he responded, that's some simp shit. Just going by all the stuff that we knew about that situation. You know, if you wanted to slap somebody, you should have slapped the guy that. And really, I don't condone that either because your wife the one open up the legs. If y'all know me, I go full surface on this. I go second level thinking. The young boy was just being a young boy. The bitch gonna open up her legs to me, I'm gonna take it. But uh, you mad because everybody laughing and pointing at you because your wife is disrespecting you on an all-time level. So Chris Rock make a joke and you go up there and slap him. So he made me look at him differently for that. Yeah, very much so. Yo, what's the deal, bro? What's up, man? I'm glad you made it in here. Oh, excuse me. Derek, what's the deal, bro? Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. We are already 2 hours plus in. Show some love to your boy, man. So show some love to me. Yeah, he was good for his time. That's what I was saying. Yeah, Schoolie D, I mentioned him. Schoolie D, Steady B, and all them. They was doing their thing in the early. We going back because like I said, I was a kid. So we going back. Jesus Christ, to the early '90s for them. Hell, the late '80s, yeah, the late '80s too. Them guys is 60 and stuff. Them guys, they were from West Philly too. They from West Philly. Uh, yeah, Jazzy was nice. Yeah, Yeah, they it was different. My bad, y'all. Um, it was a time, in hip hop, man. That was the good old days. If we going back to the '90s, hell, like I told you, my favorite rapper of all time is Biggie, bar none. Tupac up there too. No shade to Tupac. But if you asking me, my favorite rapper of all time, Biggie, because that flow is unmatched. The way he said his lyrics, like the way he said his lyrics, was just unmatched. And for those of you who don't know Biggie's catalog, go back. I'm telling you, go back to those records. Hell, go back to his last album, Life After Death. I can listen to every track on Life After Death from to bad. That's real rap. There ain't many, Obviously, Jay up there. Jay might be third. It might be Biggie, Pop, Jay. Those three, and then we go when we going down. We go into like the Nas's, the 50 Cent never really been like a big time. He had influence, but he not on my Mount Rushmore of rappers. You know, he not up there for me. He was cool. 50 was cool. 50 was more of a gimmick rapper to me. And that's no shade to 50. He obviously very successful, not just in rap and in entertainment, but I don't know. 50 just didn't do it for me all the way with his catalog. He deserved to be in the conversation for sure, but even Eminem up there. I'm trying to think of any West Coast rappers. Obviously, people will say Snoop, but um, I like Easy E. You know, Easy passed when I was still young. I might have been 11 years old, 12, 11, yeah, something like that when Easy passed. But going back on his music and stuff like that, if I'm being real. Now, I know I'm naming a lot of old heads. If I would have to say the newest rapper I like, that's not from Philly, even though it wouldn't be a Philly rapper. The newest rapper, I would say somebody like I don't like. See, I don't listen to none of this new stuff. That's crazy. Um, yeah, I ain't even gonna go there. I don't like none of these new rappers. I don't follow them enough. I would be giving y'all a lie. Now, Boosie not new. Trust me. Shit, Boosie might be older than me. But I'm just saying, if we want to go somewhat, and he not even somewhat new. I'm just naming somebody that's still, in the mix a little bit. I love Boosie, especially the old Boosie. Boosie used to be that guy. Hit that like button, y'all. Show some love to your boy. I forgot about Ye. Ye definitely a goat in his own right. Shit, when you think about the behind the scenes and the beats and all that, um, yeah, y'all know me, my mind a little cloudy. I'm not, but yeah, Ye definitely Kanye. Now Kanye the person, that's another story, right? Kanye went off his rocker, but yeah, musically, yes, Kanye up there. Vanilla Ice, the real goat. Ha ha he ha 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 ha. He the goat of one hit wonders. That's what Vanilla Ice is the goat of. Yeah, Boosie before Death Row. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Boosie, hell, before White Me Down, like Boosie has some underground classics. Like I told you, I used to follow the Southern rap scene, and Baton Rouge ain't but so far from Houston, you know. So I got when the who Boosie was back in like '03, '02, '03, something like that, and I'm like, Who's this black crispy looking motherfucker that sound like a chick? Because see, unless y'all go back to Boosie's old songs, Boosie's voice got deeper as years went on. Boosie rapped like Mickey Mouse in his heyday. Not saying the bad way. It was a flow that stuck. It was a flow that stuck and was gravitational because he sounded so different. He sounded like a woman. I'm gonna keep it a buck. He sounded like a woman, and I'm not saying that to be facetious, but his flow and his demeanor and all that. Now Boosie sound, I mean, his voice still the same. It's just obviously he older and he's rapping differently, I guess, to attract the newer audience and stay relevant. So he sound different. But the old Boosie, when he was just going in, yo, that boy was a problem. Y'all gotta go back to like type in like 2005 or 2004 Boosie, and y'all gonna be like, "Yo, you right." It sounds a little juvenile because his voice is so squeaky. It was like puberty didn't hit him till 2 years ago with his voice or something, and that was just how he rapped. But it stuck, and it was catchy, and it was raw, and it was rugged, and that shit was a hit. I don't care what nobody said. And I was like, yo, I can rock out with this boy. Yeah, he got that joint. You know what I mean? So I was banging with Boosie. I was banging with the Atlanta rap scene too. I liked a lot of the groups from Atlanta, believe it or not. The rap groups like D4L and the franchise boys and all that. Now I'm going back. I'm old as shit, y'all. I'm old. But they was some of the guys, you know. They were just catchy. They had charisma, you know, and all that type stuff. But you don't hear about groups like that no more. You don't hear about that type of stuff. That was good music. Eve, oh shit. Okay, Graham, I ain't think about Eve. Matter of fact, Eve might can go on the Mount Rushmore for that fourth person. Eve was nice in her heyday. Eve was a problem when she was with was she with Rough Riders? Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was with Rough Riders. Eve was a problem. We talking the late '90s, early 2000s. Yeah, Eve was nice. You know who else is nice? Female artist from Philly, Miss J was nice. If y'all now, Miss J was on more of a lower level than Eve, because my Eve did acting and stuff like that too. Miss J was the chick from um, the song with Pastor Troy. I forget the name of it, but it was a hit. And it was so much of a hit. I mean, Miss J was so much of it. She killed him, not like against him, but she is more well known for that track more than him. It was his song. Like he got two verses and she got one. She was a feature on that. But people gravitate to her verse more than Pastor Troy. Are we cutting? That's the name of the joint. Jay killed that track. Not, I ain't just saying just that track. Most of the rest of her stuff is like underground. She was a problem too. Yeah, but you're right about Eve. Big Sean, Big Sean from Detroit though, eh? I know who Big Sean is. Rapper Big Sean, I know who that is. He was cool. I'm trying to think of Detroit artists. We got obviously Eminem. We got Big Sean. Uh, we got the bull Trick. He had that one hit too. He was like a one hit wonder, but he was more like behind the scenes type bull in Detroit. And then obviously you got um, well you got Royce, the bull Royce from Detroit. I'm just talking about people that I would know. It's probably all types of new guys in Detroit. And whatever that group is called. What was that group called that was with Eminem? Damn, I'm forgetting their names. Uh, I forget, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Detroit got a little a nice rap scene too. But as far as Big Sean, he was cool. He was, he was all right. I'm not opposed to Big Sean. No, I ain't from Louisiana. I'm from Philly. I rocked with Boosie. Um, Obviously, when we talk about Louisiana, you got to go to New Orleans and No Limit and Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys and all that. Cash Money. They obviously put Louisiana on the map. Uh, you got a lot of Louisiana artists, though. We talk about the state of Louisiana between New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Uh, I just know my history with the rap. That's why I say I love rap. I'm just not into this new shit. I can't get down with this new shit. I can't. And I even tried, but I can't understand it. And it has no substance. It has no depth. So I'm like, I try to be realistic as possible. And some of it might be hot to young people. I ain't demeaning it. I just can't fuck around with that. That shit is garbage to me. But yeah, I know about the Louisiana rap scene too. C Murder, obviously, before he got locked up. Cash Money, No Limit. Soldier Slim. Soldier Slim was ahead of his time too, before his untimely demise. Soldier Slim had a future. He did. He was going to be nice. He was one of the boys that still will probably be talked about now. Was still talked about rapping now. Because you could just tell when somebody got it, and he had it. And, you know, the rest was history. But uh, Webby from New Orleans. Um, yeah, so New Orleans, I said New Orleans, Louisiana. Webby from Louisiana. I think Webby from Baton Rouge. Um, Obviously, NBA young boy. That's a young artist, somewhat young, and yeah, I know who he is. That's another Louisiana native. Uh, Gates from Louisiana, right? So Louisiana got a whole portion of the rap scene, man. They've been doing these things for quite a while. Kevin Gates, okay. I wouldn't call him like upper echelon of rappers or nothing like that. Yeah, I'm from Philly, CJ. Yeah, Kevin Gates. Yeah, Yeah, but that was a fun trip down memory lane. That was definitely y'all taking me back now to the younger one deep, the more vibrant one deep. When I was, in the mix. Time don't wait though for nobody. You know that. Yeah, y'all. But we deep into this live. Uh, appreciate the kind words. We deep into this live. Y'all got any last comments or thoughts or things y'all want me to touch on? That will be the time. We done hit the 2.5 hour mark. So we may get to 3 hours, but I like to give y'all a fair warning once I know we winding down. I do appreciate y'all for coming in this joint. I know it was a late live. I tried to make it earlier, but obviously duty calls. Business is business. But like I said, now would be the time to get them comments down there. Obviously, hit that like button on y'all way out if y'all plan on leaving. Show your boys some love. We're gonna be going live again soon. Might be sooner than y'all think. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, Usher and Chris Brown the verses. Wow, that's a good one. Who would I take in that verses? Oh man, I'm an Usher fan and a Chris Brown fan. Obviously, more of an Usher fan if we going by my age, but Chris Brown is nice. There's no denying his talent. I believe it or not, I think Chris Brown might win that versus. Chris Brown got a plethora of hits. And Deem, I say Chris Brown might have better move because they both know as also as dancers. That's part of their shtick too. And I think Chris Brown beat him on the dancing tip too. I'm just being real. So if Usher and Chris Brown have a versus, which would be good, and it would be good for the culture, I think Chris Brown would beat him somewhat handily. I'm not saying Usher not in his league or not like that, but it would be definitive unless Chris Brown go up there and make a fool of himself or something like that. But if he pull out his catalog and Usher pull out his, and Deem, I say they start dancing. Now, obviously, Chris Brown gonna have the upper hand because he's younger with the dances, but just the dance moves in general. When Usher was in his prime compared to Chris Brown in his prime, I think Chris Brown got beat. Chris Brown is a hell of an artist. He just is. So we can't deny that. I think that'd be a nice little versus stuff. Do you agree? Yeah. Yeah, he said Chris Gramps, CJ said Chris Brown definitely. Yeah, Dre. I appreciate you. We ain't leaving yet. You know me, I just like to give people a heads up. We ain't leaving yet, but we winding down. That's all. You and Dollar CJ? Oh, Kendrick. Kendrick, another artist that's ahead of his time, a great one. I got much respect for Kendrick. Is he on my Mount Rushmore of rappers? No. But I got Much respect for Kendrick Lamar, what he do, what he bring to the hip hop game. Yeah, that's a good joint. Kendrick Lamar. Shit, Drake is a good rapper too. Drake's problem is the fact that everybody know he was an actor before he rapped. He was on like a sitcom. I don't even know if it was a sitcom. It was like an after school special type show, and he played a boy in the wheelchair, a young boy in the wheelchair. So that hurts, tarnishes his legacy. And then the fact that you could tell that people was writing for him. Like, and everybody got writers, but his is like to the T T. Like his is to the max. You could just tell that his stuff is written. He might come up with some stuff, but a lot of Drake stuff is definitely written. I know rap, and it's like, come on, who you think you can? So it's like, but I can't deny his work acumen. You know, he's obviously good at what he do. So overall, you know. All right, so extra toxic said my takes. Hits Usher, vocals Chris, mass appeal Usher, sales Usher, dancer Usher, but low key Chris, style Chris. Trying to see where I disagree at. Seem like you got it down packed, bro. All right, hits Usher, hits. So we talked about singles. We gotta go back for Usher. So I gotta think. You know, if they both was current, then it'll be a little easier. And don't get me wrong, I gotta go back for Chris too a little bit. But Chris Brown got so many feet. See, Chris Brown got better features though. Chris Brown is featured on better hits than Usher, if you ask me. Usher got some feature hits, but not like Chris Brown. Um, vocals, Chris. Actually, that one, vocals. We need some chicks up in here to comment on this now. Because you know they know a little more than us when it comes to these two artists, you know? Mass Appeal, Usher. I give you that. Usher, Mass Appeal, yes. Sells, Usher. See, it's a different time. So the value is more depleted back then than now when Usher was selling out shows and selling albums. It's hard. It's hard with that. I'm just saying on a versus catalog for catalog, I think Chris would have him somewhat handily. Now, is they in the same playing field? Yeah. It wouldn't be like, why is this a versus? It'll be like, oh, I can see why this is a versus, but Chris got it. They'll be like, wait, if I think of all the hits, I don't know. But I could be wrong. I'm no R&B savant. I love R&B. Don't get it fucked up. I love R&B just like I love. I'm another old school R&B boy. When it comes to R&B, I listen to old school. I go back to the '80s with the R&B. Hell, I go back to the '70s. Shit. But is Unique still in here? Unique, you got anything on this whole Usher Chris Brown debate? And who else was the? It was a couple chicks in here. Where y'all at? Shit. Graham said Usher did the damn Super Bowl. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he did. I'm actually surprised. Did Chris Brown ever do a Super Bowl halftime show yet? I'm surprised he haven't yet. You would think they give him that call by now, right? It would be well deserved. Um, but yeah, But it's safe to say, y'all, we gonna wrap this one up. I've been on for an hour. 2 hours and 45 minutes or so. So I want to give y'all just do. I appreciate everybody for being on here. If you got any last words, please hit me up now. But to all my folks, Graham, Extra Toxic, I appreciate you. Doc Smith, CJ, what's the deal? Dre, as always, man, keep it a buck. Unique, appreciate you for being in here, rocking out with your boy. Uh, who else? My man Lord Hybrid, I appreciate you. Um, my man TX, I'm glad you can make it in here. Show out for your boy. Mike, appreciate you as always. Seth, I appreciate you. Who else? Who else? Goldie, I appreciate you. All y'all. Rich, obviously. My man Rich. E Rich in the building. I definitely appreciate you, dog. All y'all. Um, Big State, I appreciate you. Jeremy, what's the deal, bro? Derek, thanks for stopping by. And a cast of others. If I didn't reach out, I'll get you next time. We definitely going to end this, and we going to. I got some content coming out for y'all tomorrow. Tune in at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to check out that video tomorrow. Well, today for me. It's already Tuesday over here, y'all. Um, Doc Smith said he kind of missed Ludacris, but his career blew up on the Fast and the Furious movies. Yeah, that's true. Luda was always a good wordsmith. He had good wordplay with the way he carried. Um, yeah, I don't know how you can fart cutely. I think that's impossible. Um, Shauna said, "It's the thug it." Okay. Well, y'all, we gonna wrap this up. Um, Hopefully, y'all that didn't make it in time, check out the replay. The boy gonna try to get some sleep. So peace and blessings, y'all. Be safe out here. It's getting crazy day by day. Keep your nose clean. Keep your eyes open. And we gonna do another live real soon. Sooner than y'all think, believe it or not. I'll keep y'all abreast with that. And I'm gonna end it like that. Peace and blessings. Till next time. I see y'all on the next one. I'm out, y'all.